we are going to deliver this integration. And the politicians, you are the spokespersons of this integration. Do not abdicate that responsibility. It's not anybody's responsibility. It is our responsibility to speak out and inspire our ordinary citizens to embrace East African community. So with this, I invite the Honorable Chairperson of PEACA to come and address us. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. The Honorable Minister of State for Industry, who is representing the Right Honorable Speaker in our meeting today, MPs from East African Legislative Assembly, the MPs from the Uganda Parliament, the private sector foundation that has helped us to mobilize all the private sector actors who are here today. I welcome you all here today. My role is simple. I'm supposed to welcome our Right Honorable Speaker, who's represented by the Minister today, but I'm just going to say a few words. What you've seen here today, my name is Joan Okia. I'm an MP in the East African community from Uganda, and I represent a smaller group of people from a district in West Nile called Madi Okolo. Yeah, but we're leaving all those behind and we're going to be known as East Africans. What you're seeing here today is really the dream of PEACA. People have been asking, what is PEACA? Why does PEACA exist? PEACA is parliamentarians from the region of partner states who meet together and organize collaborations and interfaces between the MPs in the EALA, the MPs of the national parliaments, and the private sector. I hope that summarizes what PEACA does. And what we're doing here today is the dream of PEACA, bringing together the different actors so that we can actually solve different issues. We have 3 goals in East Africa, in the East African community, which the President very clearly and simply highlighted. He said 1 is the prosperity of Africa, of East Africa first. And then he said the unity of East Africa and the security of East Africa. I would like to thank in a very special way the private sector who are here today. You know, they say time is money. And for the private sector to actually spend this amount of time discussing, you've really put your money on us. And so we thank you. There used to be something called the Nanyuki series, which would bring together members of parliament from EALA, together with the members of parliament from national state, partner states, and the private sector to discuss issues. Now, this was funded by foreign actors. And we all know, as we heard earlier, that this may not be a very favorable position for us to unite and be as one. And so they stopped funding it. And PEACA has come in to fill that gap, to bring people, to bring all the MPs together with the private sector and the member states together. For the first time, we held one gathering in 2022, and we were able to do that. Since then, we've opened chapters in 5 different member states, and we're hoping that 3 of the member states that are still left hanging will join us. We're hoping, the hopes we have for next year in bringing people together. We're going to have an East African, the first ever East African community marathon. And we're praying and we're asking the chief runner to be the father of the region, His Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And we hope that every year we will rotate this in each of the member states. And in that, we'll bring more awareness and unity. As I said, my job here is to invite the Speaker of the Parliament so I'm not going to go very far. But I would like to invite the private sector to join us in some of these activities. We're going to have another gathering which will have all the members of parliament from EALA and from the partner states, and we invite the private sector to join us in this. In December, we are going to Mombasa, Kenya, where we'll have engagements at the sidelines of the EALA Games. We invite you still private sector members to join us, support us, and be with us in this.